Is education helping us or killing us or harming us in some way? Have you considered why your children don't want to go to school? Are they just being naughty? Don't they know what's good for them? Or is it something more sinister than that? Did your child really need Ritalin? Or was it something wrong with the educational system itself? I'm a teacher and I've spent my lifetime researching on my personal quest for the hidden truth and forgotten natural wisdom of life, our world, and the universe. And what I've uncovered will turn your whole life upside down. Looking at my life, I asked many questions and I researched for answers. Was I a naughty child, or was there something wrong with the Christian national education system I was being exposed to? Let me tell you a story or three. I was born in and raised in pristine African bush in northern Rhodesia, Zambia now, and then moved to a sustainable eco-village on the foothills of the Drakensberg Mountains in Natal, about 9 miles inland from Hebridean in South Africa, where I spent much of my time playing outside, like all barefooted natives of Africa do. Everyone around me was happy and smiling and healthy, and they spoke the truth. If I asked a question of any of the indigenous people or my family, they told me the truth. Living this way, I've never been happier in my whole life. Then I went to school and everything changed. I can still hear Mrs. Borchard's voice ringing in my ears. Denis, you're dreaming. Denis, you're dreaming again. I was staring out of the window, watching the shimmering sunlight and the buzzing bees pollinating the flowers. My whole being was one with the magical vibrations and movements and rhythms of nature happening outside, while I was being forced to sit still, be quiet, and listen to the abstract mathematics she was teaching on the blackboard. Sitting there, even as a young child, I intuitively knew that there was something drastically wrong with what was happening to me and what I was being taught to believe. I questioned everything, but my teachers and priests would not tell me the truth. Some of them really got mad with me when I didn't believe what they believed. Maybe they didn't know the truth for themselves. This reminds me of the Aborigine children who repeatedly ran away from boarding schools, hiking barefooted across the Australian outback to get back to their families and tribes. It also reminds me of the Dawes Act of 1887. It's a pretty sinister act, where the indigenous American Indian children were literally kidnapped by the state and forcibly removed from their families and tribes and placed in Christian national boarding schools, far from home. The authorities were saying it was necessary to assimilate the natives into Christian American culture, to prevent conflict, of course, between the two incompatible cultures. But by doing this, they were destroying the native indigenous Indian cultures, the culture itself, the languages, and losing their ancestrally passed down natural wisdom that made it their way of life so sustainable. Worst of all, they were committing ecocide by removing future generations of indigenous people from living as one with nature on the land. Think back to the abundance of wild buffalo roaming across the American plains and the life on the land back then, the bees, everything was just this flourishing natural ecosystem. and think of now and the extinction rate and the destroyed lands that we are facing right now because of modern agriculture. Now think about your ancestral lineage and mine. All of our ancestors at some time were living natural lives as one with nature, sustainably, in abundance on the land. Because if they didn't, we wouldn't be here. And now our world and all life on it is facing extinction. And we're all enslaved to owners, money, and consumption, and the consumption ultimately of dead things. We chop down trees to make cupboards and tables and chairs and to perpetuate that institutionalized way of life. We're killing our world. Think about it. If we live in a world of problems, couldn't it be because of the way we're raising our children? Now imagine a thriving, happy, healthy, and sustainable eco-village future world where all people live in love with one another and nature and in balance with the natural ecosystems and in harmony with that flow of life and with one another and literally all life and the ecosystems of living Mother Earth. A world where we are resiliently recovering from global warming and pollution and deforestation and desertification and the loss of topsoil. A world where everyone is living their lives with the primary purpose to grow and create a better future for all life on planet Earth and ultimately for our children. It's their world that they're going to be living in. Do we just keep on taking and destroying it, or do we create that paradise that they deserve to live in? This is my dream world, and it is achievable. If we all change the way we think and live in our world, and that begins with changing the way we raise our children. Doing this, we will all be growing a better future together for our children and all life on planet Earth. If you're the type of person who intuitively knows that there's something wrong with our world, but doesn't know exactly what it is and what are the causes of these problems, and don't know what to do about it, you feel helpless. If you're open-minded and researching and searching for answers and want to learn more, boy, do I have something for you. I'm inviting you to join us on our Help Save Our World Speak online speakers meetings every Sunday at 10 a.m. US Eastern Time, where I am talking with our supporters about this guided quest for the truth, personal change, and transformation. Where together, we're changing the conversation to change our world. If you want to know more, please email me at HSOWSpk@gmail.com with your name, your WhatsApp number, and your best email address, so we can set up a Zoom meeting and see if we are a good fit for our Help Save Our World WhatsApp group or not. We really only want people who care about our world and all life on it. People who are willing to listen and to learn and willing to do whatever it takes to become the powerful force for change you were meant to become in this world. People who care enough about their children, who want to raise their children to grow and create a paradise on earth.